Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for being with us today. Welcome to the 11th Annual Reshaping Rochester Awards Ceremony. I am Monica McCullough, the Board President of the Community Design Center of Rochester. The Community Design Center hosts the Reshaping Rochester Awards to recognize contributions to our region that have a positive impact on the built environment, foster collaboration, stimulate communication, and set high standards for others to follow. We celebrate individuals and organizations who are employing innovative design solutions and embracing civic engagement as they address the needs and aspirations of communities and neighborhoods across the greater Rochester region. We're happy to have you. And hopefully one day we'll be again in person, but appreciate everyone sticking with us virtually this year once again. So a little bit more about the Community Design Center. The Community Design Center of Rochester advances quality design to create healthy communities that are equitable, accessible, and resilient. We promote design excellence and sustainability in the built environment through advocacy, education, and community engagement. The Design Center serves a 9-county area in Western New York, and we are one of only a handful of community design centers in the country that are self-sustaining, meaning that we are not associated or financially supported by a government agency or an academic institution. This independence allows us to put the community's best interest at the forefront of all of our work. We share expertise about placemaking. We believe that the way we create space has a direct impact on how we build community. We believe strongly in a planning process that is informed by grassroots community engagement. The Community Design Center has facilitated more than 30 community charrettes, both in the city and throughout our service area. We also facilitate neighborhood workshops and make presentations throughout the community. As I'm sure you know, we can't do any of this work without your good help, and we have had a lot of wonderful and generous sponsors who support us generally and have supported this event. First and foremost, the Greater Rochester Association of Realtors, who has been a very long-term supporter of the Design Center, who is our presenting sponsor for the awards this afternoon. We also want to thank our contributing sponsors, who are made up of an excellent group of organizations. We've got Rochester's Cornerstone Group, Hunt EAS, Atlas General Contractors, the Community Foundation, and Roger Brown and Friends. In addition to these sponsors, we've been really had a lot of wonderful support from a broad base of folks for this award series. So want to thank all of our virtual table sponsors. In our digital program, you'll find other businesses and organizations that support our work. All levels of support contribute directly to sustaining the work of the Design Center, and we are very grateful for all of you. In addition to our sponsors, this event would not be here with you without the hard work of a lot of really wonderful volunteers. We want to start first by gratefully acknowledging this year's jury, who reviewed all of the public nominations and selected the award finalists and winners. We'd also like to thank all the individuals who helped with the production and the day-to-day here. So we have a wonderful group of planning committee made up of Maria Ferguelli, Gigi Garzon, Tina Curlin, Bill Price, Monica Reichenstein, Stacy Waxon, and Miriam Yaquab. Also want to thank the production team that made this event possible. Miriam Yacob designed and compiled the program. Monica Reichenstein created our award certificate, and much more than that in behind the scenes here. And Brian Hathaway produced our videos. Brian is a local artist and founder of Narratime, which is a virtual collaborative storytelling experience. he will be featured in one of our upcoming GRID episodes, or GRID email blasts. And we can't thank him enough for all of the hard work he did helping us pull this off virtually one more year. We also have to recognize the New York State Council of the Arts, who has made our work possible through their generous support for over the last 16 years, and hopefully many more to come. We'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge what we call our circle of giving friends, who contribute at least $500 a year to our efforts. This group in particular has a commitment and generosity that is really critical to help us plan our programs year after year. Our circle of friends enjoys special benefits. If you are interested in joining the circle, please contact myself or Monica or any of the CDCR board members or staff. And speaking of them, last but not least, I would like to introduce and thank our board of directors. In addition to myself, we have Bill Price, who is our vice chair, Stephanie Annunziata, who is our treasurer, Vanessa Villeneuve, who is our board secretary, and the rest of our board is made up of Natalie Anderson, Howard Decker, Jean Dupre, Eugenio Marlin, Mike Pratico, Marian Yoquab, and Tanya Zwalin. Thank you all for your commitment, guidance, and continued support of the organization. The Design Center has been very fortunate to enjoy the support of a variety of state agencies, charitable foundations, firms, businesses, and individuals. Donations from individuals make up about 20% of our budget. For this, we are truly grateful. Without the support from all of you, we would not exist. Our board has a history of 100% participation in our annual giving, and we intend to keep that commitment going into the future. Please help us continue fulfilling our mission by making a pledge today by going to our website at cdcrrochester.org/donate or writing the word pledge in the chat. Someone will follow up with you after the event. Here to kick off our annual Give campaign is our distinguished board member, Howard Decker.
Okay, thank you, Monica. Am I here, kids? Yes. Greetings to all of you. I want to ask each of you for your help. The Community Design Center Rochester is working every day to design a city that is equitable and just, resilient, walkable, local, and beautiful. As we reshape Rochester, we need you to join us. These are difficult and challenging times, and so much remains to make a better city. But with your help and with an increase in our resources, the Design Center can advance all of our voices in shaping the city we dream of inhabiting. With your help, we can continue to work to build a strong, durable, and valuable Rochester. Together, we can transform every neighborhood into an outstanding place for our children and their children. Please join us. Thank you.
Thanks, Howard. Before we move on to the awards, I just want to give a shout out to our executive director, Monica Ferguelli, who is in the crowd, our virtual crowd today. Glad she can join us. She's away from us for a bit, dealing with some personal matters. And so in the interim, we have appointed Monica Reichenstein as our interim ED, and happy to introduce her so she can get us on with our event, which is presentation of this year's awards.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Monica Reichenstein. I'm thrilled to be introducing our award for activism and our award for design today. These awards are nominated by the public and were selected by our jury this year. Up first, we have the award for design. This award recognizes projects that demonstrate design excellence and contribute to enriching the public realm. There are 3 categories for this award based on project budget. The first award that we will be looking at the finalists for is the small project category, and here are the finalists. "170 Atkinson Street is nominated for the economical redevelopment of a vacant city lot in Mayor's Heights into the only market-rate, owner-occupied home built in the city of Rochester in 2020. This property is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, accessible-ready, 832-square-foot home. While the Mayor's Heights neighborhood has seen ample subsidized investment over the past few decades, 170 Atkinson Street serves as a proof of concept for market-rate investment in the neighborhood. In applying the lessons learned from LBLD Living's first project at 11 Lamberton Park, the project was built for significantly less per square foot than a similar subsidized unit and sold for 30% less than the next least expensive new home in the metro. Through clever design, the project team translated an efficient interior layout into a fresh exterior take on a small cottage. A sister project using the same design in the Seabreeze neighborhood of Irondequoit also reduced the design and financing costs per unit. Ripple Art Installation is nominated for using a design inspired by community workshops to highlight the value of play in everyday spaces and its impact on creating more social, healthy, safe, and inclusive cities. The piece is an ever-changing landmark that responds to people, landscape, and the interactions between them. The design was driven by the community to act as a playful catalyst for breaking down social barriers and connecting people within the public realm. Its playful gesture becomes an engaging moment that gets people to stop and interact not only with the work, but also with each other. Ripple is a part of an ecosystem of playable interventions that connects the Genesee River within city center. The design was inspired by the flowing movement of the river, the main artery running through the city and an integral part of the city's history. Like the river, Ripple has a flowing motion that allows for passive interaction with the piece. Its unique form creates opportunities for a variety of social interactions to happen within the space. The iridescence of the piece mimics the effects of rippling water while reflecting each person and their identity onto the work itself. The reflection and refraction of the surrounding context makes the work come alive as people move through the space. The piece contains 1,200 custom units, which were influenced by the form and clustering of the lilac, a flower Rochester is well known for. These units act as reflexive pixels that individuals can rotate, becoming a message board for the community. The piece is always changing and adapting to the people using it, the changing seasons, and the shifting landscape around it, creating new experiences and memories each time someone passes by. Okay, before I reveal the honorable mention and winner, I do want to clarify that the small project category is for projects that have budgets under $1 million. So, without further ado, the honorable mention for the award for design small project category goes to 170 Atkinson Street. Matt Denker is here to accept the award on behalf of LBLD Living. Give him a second to join us. Matt, you're welcome to turn on your video and sound as soon as you're able.
Good afternoon. I don't have any video, so it's going to just be sound. But
No
thank
problem.
you to the Design Center for the recognition. I'd also like to take a moment to thank everyone involved in the project and recognize the risks that everyone took. So thank you to the funders who went along with an unproven concept, and thank you to the architects at Party who were so willing to put in the extra work to make a design we could replicate, as this isn't even the only one of these we've built, and we're hoping to do more. Thank you to Matt Druin, who accepted a difficult sell that at any time might have been a model, And thank you to the GC, Cahoon Building Company, and all the subs who bought into a different way of building. This may have been the first of these houses, but I hope it's not the last. The city needs and deserves more options at all levels of affordability.
Thank you, Matt. Congratulations. And the winner of the Award for Design Small Project category is Ripple Art Installation. Ryan Swanson is here to accept the award on behalf of the Urban Conga.
Hi, just wanted to say thank you to the Design Center for honoring us with this award for Ripple. The Urban Conga is just one part of a lot of different people who helped make this project happen. I first wanted to thank the community members of Rochester that contributed their time to provide feedback and help drive the design of Ripple through a series of participatory design workshops. I also wanted to give a special thanks to Jen Bideman with Healthy Kids Coalition, who brought us onto this project and is doing amazing work on implementing more play, not just for kids, but for everyone throughout the city. We also wanted to thank Kaboom, Common Ground Health, the City of Rochester, Strong Museum of Play, the Central Library, and everyone else that was involved to help make this project happen, to bring more play to the City of Rochester. Rochester is the city that is paving the way and highlighting the value of creating more playable cities around the world. And it was exciting for us to work with the community to bring this project to life. So thank you for honoring us with this.
Thanks, Ryan. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Okay. So up next, we will be looking at the finalists for the medium project category. So this is for projects with budgets between $1 million and $5 million. The Commissary Downtown Kitchen Incubator is nominated for creating new food business ownership opportunities for members of the Rochester community by reducing startup barriers and offering development support services. As the region's first food business incubator and the only shared kitchen permitted in Monroe County, the Commissary is a social entrepreneurship enterprise that fills a gap in the greater Rochester market. It encourages aspiring food business owners to legitimize and accelerate their concepts. This unique facility offers 14 production kitchen stations, a full line of commercial-grade kitchen equipment, along with cooled and ambient storage, all available for use by Commissary members on an as-needed, pay-as-you-go, hourly basis. The Commissary kitchens and services accommodate food truck operators, caterers, bakers, virtual restaurateurs, home-based food businesses looking to legalize, and startup packaged food manufacturers. Membership also includes access to ongoing business development and food industry-specific incubation services designed to reduce startup risks and build capacity for long-term success. The Commissary first opened in the heat of the COVID-19 pandemic, a time when many individuals became unemployed and the restaurant industry was turned upside down. This turnkey, low-risk operation allows individuals affected by unemployment to launch their own businesses, also allowing existing restaurateurs to pivot their business models and relaunch. The Commissary has 43 total members, with 57% BIPOC-owned operations and 52% women-owned operations. La Marqueta at the International Plaza is nominated for being an event space, marketplace, and community gathering space that reflects, celebrates, and builds on the tremendous arts and cultural assets of the surrounding neighborhood. Conversations regarding a Latin-themed marketplace in Northeast Rochester began almost 30 years ago. Community leaders from Ibero-American Action League, Ibero-American Development Corporation, and the former Spanish Action Coalition, along with a large number of involved citizens, advocated tirelessly for the project. The plaza was finally developed on a vacant lot at 828 North Clinton Avenue across from St. Michael's Church at the heart of the El Camino neighborhood. Local business, Iconic, provided recycled shipping containers for the retail and restaurant components of La Marqueta. 3 adaptable retail units and 2 fully equipped restaurant facilities offer local vendors, new and established, the opportunity to market their business and showcase their skills in a low-risk, low-cost, flexible environment that is envisioned to become an incubator for neighborhood economic development. La Marqueta at the International Plaza serves as an excellent example of urban renewal and what can be accomplished when citizens and governments work together for the greater good of the community. Okay, so the Award for Design Medium Project category honorable mention goes to La Marqueta at the International Plaza. We have some folks from the city who are here to accept the award. Giving permission to a few of you. Whoever would like to speak, just go ahead and turn on sound and video at your leisure. Commissioner Jones.
Good afternoon. Thank you for recognizing us. It's truly an honor. This is a team effort that was started almost 40 years ago, looking at an opportunity to bring vibrancy back to an area on North Clinton Avenue that really meets the needs of a growing community. We can't do anything without having a team approach. That means the city engineer, Holly Barrett, her team, Jeff Morozic, the landscape architect, our folks from MBD, our Neighborhood and Business Development Group, the operators of it, our DRIVES department, Department of Rec and Human Services, and then the architects, architecture. They're just an amazing team that has worked with us in the past. And we had an opportunity to have a great GC in Cummings that came in and did a great job that worked on this project during a pandemic. So this was very important, and we thank you for the recognition. Holly, anything you want to add?
I just want to second the commissioner. I do believe that this serves as an excellent example of what can be accomplished when citizens and government do work together. And I look forward to partnering on a lot more projects. Thank you.
Thank you both. Congratulations. And now the award for design medium project category winner is the Commissary Downtown Kitchen Incubator. We have Laura Fox O'Sullivan here to say a few words.
Yes. Yep, thanks.
I'm here. All right. Thank you so much, Monica, and to the team at the Design Center for this recognition. Congratulations also to La Marqueta, Ibero, the City of Rochester. They're actually a great partner with ours as we share a similar mission of wanting to encourage entrepreneurship amongst startup food businesses. So we work hand in hand, and we're looking forward to how we can really support each other's enterprises and entrepreneurs in the next year. So we have a really excellent and dedicated design team that made this possible. I do want to bring in Michael Trabanovsky, who I believe is on the call, to say a few words after I get through a couple points here. So the Rochester Downtown Development Corporation took a huge risk by sponsoring this project and leading the fundraising efforts. Hunt Engineers were the lead architects on this. Michael will be representing them. We had Emmy Engineering working on this project. Vargas Associates, Roth Consulting, Architectura was the design team. We're located in the Sibley building. So Wind Development, the owners of the building, have been incredible partners on this and have been since, before we even signed a letter of intent. So this team really worked tirelessly during the design, the bid, the construction, and launch of this project. It's been many, many years in the making. I'm still calling Michael a year later. I don't know if that's funny or not, but I do. I really like him. And he's a wealth of knowledge. And this all happened during the challenges of COVID. This is a true community project that would truly not have been possible without the generous and tireless dedication and support from this design team. So with that, I want to hand it over to Michael to say a few things, if that's possible.
Yes, he should have capabilities.
Sure, if you guys can hear me.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there I am. Yeah, I want to say thank you to everyone for the award in the Design Center. Just to kind of piggyback on what Laura was saying, as with all these projects that everyone's seeing, they're kind of a pivotal point and kind of a key element for the redevelopment of a lot of these areas within the city. But not only do they develop their own kind of presence, they kind of help develop further outside of these communities that they're in. As these projects kind of form in these communities, they spread and develop new projects that help thrive and kind of build upon what risks were originally taken to kind of do these projects. Once again, I just want to thank Laura for bringing us onto the team. I want to thank everyone that Laura mentioned as part of the design team, because without them, I don't think this project would truly be possible. And then once again, the RDDC for taking the risk of coming forward to do this type of project, something that hasn't been done in the area, and hopefully we can replicate in the near future. Thanks.
Thank you both, and congratulations. Up next, we have the finalists for the large project category, and that is budgets that are over $5 million.
The apartments at Thurston Village are nominated for the restoration of occupied, unlivable spaces into high-quality, affordable housing for the same tenants, and the positive ripple effect on the surrounding environment. Years of decay and neglect left 447 Thurston Road and 971 Chile Avenue in poor condition and an overall unlivable state. The buildings had non-functioning plumbing and heating systems. Their kitchens were barely usable with appliances that didn't work, and bathtubs often filled with wastewater. Despite this, they remained occupied. When the tenant board and the City of Rochester brought the situation to the attention of home leasing, it became clear that action was needed to bring these occupants safe and clean homes. With funding provided by New York State's Homes and Community Renewal Program and the City of Rochester, home leasing secured control of the properties. This restoration created a more positive environment for residents and neighborhood shops, increasing morale. Suspicious activity that occurred nearby prior to construction subsided. A vacant building adjacent to the property was converted into a corner store, and the beauty salon next to that new store repaired its facade. On the street, passersby often stopped construction workers and expressed how happy they were to see the buildings being brought back to life. Once construction ended, tenants who temporarily relocated moved back into the buildings, and home leasing held a ribbon cutting to reintroduce the building to both the tenants and the community. Overall, this project included the renovation of 63 apartments and 3 commercial buildings, plus the addition of 3 new small businesses. Chi-Li Community Center is nominated for creating an efficient, central facility with shared resources that encourages interaction between different user groups. Christic Construction's construction management team joined the town of Chi-Li, Passero Associates, and other team members to complete the town's new Chi-Li Community Center. The 95,000 square foot facility broke ground in January 2019 and completed on time and within budget in April 2021. By combining the town's recreation department, senior center, and library in one facility, Chi-Li created a one-of-a-kind community center. The library features a separate children's library that has bright colors and a play area with heated floors, a teen room with a gaming area, and a quiet place to sit by the fireplace. The community center also includes a gymnasium that can be transformed from one large area into 4 small gyms using a dividing curtain system as needed. The Eastman Reserve Apartments are nominated for providing a sustainable mixed income and mixed use community in the Maplewood neighborhood with lifestyle-inspired amenities, community-centered design, and luxurious features. This 186-unit complex includes 17 total buildings comprised of townhomes, single-family homes, and low-rise multifamily apartments that serve a variety of populations. Of the units, 73% are supported by low-income housing tax credit equity, 18% are supported by state low-income housing tax credit equity, and 10% are market rate with income restrictions. Rental subsidies for 15% of the apartments are provided through the Empire State Homeless Housing Initiative and are restricted to youth ages 18 to 25 and domestic violence survivors. These residents also receive an array of tailored supportive services managed by a full-time case manager. The Eastman Reserve has been called a community within itself. Specifically, it includes a blend of amenities such as community rooms, monitored fitness center, rooftop lounge, storage, and security systems. Beautifully landscaped grounds feature lighting, sidewalks, benches, grills, fencing, and a dog park. There are also a variety of services provided on site, including daycare, financial literacy services, healthcare services, job training, and mental behavioral health services. Hoping to minimize environmental impact, sustainability was a central component of the project. In fact, it was designed to achieve Enterprise Green Building certification, utilizes NYSERDA's low-rise new construction program guidelines, and adheres to Energy Start homes. The project was certified in the 2015 Enterprise Green Communities and Climate Bond Initiative programs. The National Women's Hall of Fame is nominated for transforming the Seneca Knitting Mill into a showcase space with the intent of preserving the rich history of women's achievements in Seneca Falls, New York, the internationally recognized home of the women's rights movement. Specifically, the renovation project included the restoration of the existing mill building to host the museum's educational programs, inductee area, research center, mill history, special exhibits, and artifact displays. Over the course of its life, the mill complex has seen alterations to its buildings, site, and waterway, with the exception of the old stone mill. As a result, the master plan kept the old stone mill as the central, iconic feature of the site. All proposed architectural elements were inserted onto the site according to pre-existing building footprints, with an aesthetic of simple extruded forms in character with the orthogonal nature of the buildings that once existed. A future addition to the mill will serve as the Hall of Fame's Welcome Center and will include a visual orientation area, reception area, gift shop, and restrooms. The second floor will have a cafe and roof terrace offering views of Seneca Falls and the Erie Canal. Town of Greece Library Expansion is nominated for creating a more interactive and functional space for the children and families of the community. Designed by Passero Associates, the 7,500 square foot library addition features a larger story and craft room. Key elements integrated are 3D interactive structures and design elements to give kids the feeling of walking into a different world. This expansion included a master plan for future upgrades to the entire library. The expansion to the Children's Library Center, called the Story Garden, focuses on learning through play with multiple interactive elements. Areas include reading patio, hands-on activity space, offices, and a family restroom.
And the honorable mention goes to the National Women's Hall of Fame. We have Jen Gabriel here to accept the award on behalf of the hall.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. This is such an honor. We came to CJS a few years ago with a historic building and a dream. And CJS has helped to make that dream a reality. And we are just so grateful for their work, as well as for a DRI grant and the generosity of many donors and friends who have helped to make this dream a reality. So currently we have renovated our first floor. We have introductory exhibits that invite the public to learn more about our 300 inductees, and a plan to really build a facility that allows, that is worthy of the women that we have inducted into the Hall of Fame over time. So this is a true honor. We look forward to continuing to grow. Invite you to come and visit the National Women's Hall of Fame, as we are literally on the ground floor, and watch our progress as we transform this amazing historic building into something that is a true beacon of hope and inspiration. And I'd love to invite Miriam, who's our project manager at CJS, to say a few words as well. Thank you all.
Miriam, you should be able to turn on your camera. Do we have Miriam? Miriam, would you like to put some words in the chat that folks can read, or I can read out?
Yeah, we just got word that Miriam's having some technical problems. So I'll just say thank you again for this incredible honor. Please join us as we grow and become a true destination and inspire so many other people across our nation and throughout our region. So thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Okay, and the winner of the Award for Design Large Project category is the Apartments at Thurston Village. We have Brett Garwood here to accept the award on behalf of Home Leasing. Hopefully he's able to join us. think it's getting mad with how many panelists I'm creating. I think we got Brett. Yay.
Okay, can you see me and hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much on behalf of Home Leasing. You know what made this project particularly important to Home Leasing is that it really took everyone at Home Leasing had a role in it. And they were all doing work that was more difficult, I think, in many ways than anything that's been tried before by our company, including our property maintenance team, our property management team, our development team, our construction team. I have to thank our design team. Thank you, Hunt and Emmy engineers. They were fantastic. The City of Rochester and New York State Homes and Community Renewal, who made this possible financially. But I think most importantly, it's the tenants, the residents. The residents who were living there under really horrible conditions didn't just wait and do nothing or move. They banded together to advocate and successfully did that. But not only that, even when we took over, they were very patient with us because the circumstances were hard. They all lived away from their homes for a period of time before they could return. So their patience was very much appreciated, but also I'm just so proud of what they accomplished. This project wouldn't have happened without their advocacy, and these buildings would likely have been vacant by now. So thank you, everybody, and thank you so much to the Design Center for the recognition.
Thanks, Brett, and congratulations to you and the whole team and all the residents.
Thank you.
Okay, so up next, we have the Award for Activism. This award recognizes civic spirit, persistence, and determination in turning a vision into reality. We'd like to acknowledge that this is the first award ceremony since the passing of Betty Strassenberg, the original namesake of and inspiration behind the Award for Activism. As stated by WXXI, Strassenberg was a philanthropist, harpist, sailor, pilot, adventurer, but most of all, she was a community advocate who, among other efforts, helped lead a campaign to renovate the Eastman Theater. Interestingly enough, it was her neighbor and friend, Bob Macon, the inspiration of our Award for Design, who got her interested and involved in the aforementioned renovations. What a small and serendipitous community we have here in Rochester, helped to flourish by people like Betty Strassenberg. Betty, our city is indebted to you and we will miss you dearly. The impact you've left is substantial and immeasurable. Thank you. Please join us in a brief moment of silence in honor of Betty Strassenberg. And now, here are the finalists for this year's Award for Activism.
City Roots Community Land Trust is nominated for its work to establish and promote permanent affordability, development without displacement, and community wealth building in Rochester. As a community-driven organization, they do this by empowering neighbors to both own and manage land. The Land Trust's story began in 2016 when community members and Take Back the Land came together in an effort to fight for a neighbor and friend, Liz, who was being evicted. Together, they exercised an eviction blockade, physically putting themselves between law enforcement and the home to stop the displacement. Take Back the Land later emerged as two critical community organizations, the Citywide Tenant Union and City Roots Community Land Trust. Liz's blockade was the first success for the Land Trust and the first home entered into the Land Trust. In 2020, they expanded their volunteer-based capacity by welcoming 4 staff members. The organization is now working to grow their membership from 150 to 400 people, and has 15 properties and counting. Hinge Neighbors is nominated for exemplifying the power of neighborhood voices in their mission to promote racial, economic, and residential equity in the communities divided by Inner Loop North. The organization is made up of and is working with residents and other community partners and stakeholders to make public space and infrastructure more attractive and human-centered. They are dedicated to maintaining the community's identity, social cohesion, and the retention of residents who have lived there for years. Parameters of success will include the integration of the built environment, green spaces, and transportation systems to build partnerships in both communities. Hinge's work has achieved both local and national media and political attention. The organization is fueled by numerous grants, nurtured by co-founders Suzanne Mayer and Sean Dunwoody, and supported by a board and advisory group. The John Lewis mural artists, Darius Dennis, Jared Diaz, Ephraim Gabray, and Dan Harrington, are nominated for their creative vision that inspired the community and ignited conversation around protest and justice. 3,000 square foot mural in tribute to John Lewis was created in 1 week on empty wall space in downtown Rochester. Entitled, "I Am Speaking," the image is of Lewis delivering an impassioned speech in 1963. The placement, timing, and scale were all intentional. The mural is just a few steps away from where Frederick Douglass delivered his speech, "What to the Slave is the 4th of July," in 1852, and around the corner from City Hall. This area of the city was heavy with protests right around the time the project began in the fall of 2020. The large scale of the piece is meant to grab people's attention for years to come. One of the artists said, "Our intention and our purpose for coming here is to uplift the community and enrich the community. I hope when people see this, they are moved in some way."
And the honorable mention goes to City Roots Community Land Trust. We have Joe DiFiore here to accept the award on behalf of the organization.
All right, wow. Yeah, thanks so much. This is a surprise and an honor, and yeah, just really thankful to be a part of this organization and to get this recognition. You know, as it said in Monica's introduction, you know, we really started as a grassroots, total, not even nonprofit, just people from the community coming together with no funding whatsoever, and now here we are, 5 years later with 15 properties and full staff and just continuing to make waves. And I couldn't be more proud of the work we're doing and more thankful to be a part of it. So thank you everyone. Really appreciate the support.
Thanks, Joe, and congratulations to City Roots. And now the winner of the award for activism is Hinge Neighbors. Here to accept the award on behalf of the organization is Sean Dunwoody.
Hello, am I on? Can folks hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I want to say on behalf of this is quite an honor. My partner Suzanne Mayer and myself are honored to receive this award because we both personally knew Betty, and she was a great soul, wonderful woman. And it's an honor to receive this award in her name. I want to thank folks like Canandaigua National Bank, ESL, 100+ Women Who Care, AARP. I want to thank the YMCA at Lewis Street, Center for Equity. I want to thank our fabulous board who deals with Suzanne and I crazy ideas. I want to thank our community champions, Nancy Makuska. Hope I'm saying it right, Nancy. Still love you. I want to thank the folks over in Grove Place. We want to thank City of Rochester. We want to thank, if Commissioner's still on, I want to thank Commissioner Jones. And you know I'm coming after your pockets. I got you all now. And I want to thank everyone for believing in the power of people, the connectivity of people, and what the power can do. This is all about everyone shaping the world. All of you, everyone nominated and everyone listening, you're doing a fantastic job. Keep doing what you're doing. Be the change that we need to be. I love you all and thank you.
Thank you, Sean, and congratulations to all of Hinge Neighbors and all those involved. Now I'd like to introduce the CDCR's Board Vice President, Bill Price, who will be presenting this year's Director's Award.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to introduce the Director's Award this year, which recognizes the efforts that have enhanced the public realm and contributed to its vibrancy. Each year, the Board of Directors considers demonstrated high level of community planning, design, policy, and experience with a vision of success of an endeavor over an extended period of time and the communication of a vision. This year's Director's Award honorable mention goes to Rochester 2034.
The Director's Award honorable mention goes to Rochester 2034. In November 2019, the City of Rochester adopted Rochester 2034, a 15-year comprehensive plan. Rochester 2034 presents a blueprint for growth and development for a wide variety of areas, from housing and transportation to economic growth and historic preservation. Several themes are carried throughout, including positioning Rochester for growth, connecting land use and transportation, placemaking, and social and economic equity. Rochester 2034 was chosen due to its emphases on placemaking and strengthening neighborhoods, along with the extensive public engagement process conducted to develop the plan, including 2 surveys, dozens of meetings, and an interactive placemaking plan map and master action plan. Since its adoption, Rochester 2034 has been integrated into all aspects of City Hall, including the Zoning Alignment Project, the city's capital operating budget, and the Consolidated Community Development Program. The year 2034 will be Rochester's 200th birthday, and this comprehensive plan outlines the path to create a strong, sustainable, and prosperous city.
Accepting the award for the honorable mention is Kevin Kelly and his team from the City of Rochester's City Office of Planning. Kevin?
Thank you, Bill, and good afternoon, everyone. Great to see you all here today. This is a really great honor to receive this award on behalf of our amazing team and to recognize our community's 4th ever comprehensive plan. So I just really want to express my thanks and gratitude to the board and the staff at the Community Design Center, as well as all involved with considering all these great projects today and organizing today's program. Special thanks to Mayor Lovely Warren and to all members of City Council, who are all really supportive of the plan throughout its creation and now as we work to implement the plan. Definitely want to thank Doreen Kirkmeyer, who was the leader of our planning office, who has since retired, but she led our team through the development of this plan. And of course, the rest of our city planning team, Elizabeth Murphy and Scott Thompson, and numerous other city staff from multiple departments that collaborated with us on 2034. I want to thank Kimberly Baptiste and the team over at Bergman Associates. And while our team did write the plan in-house, Bergman was really helpful in designing the document and rolling it out. And last but not least, the untold number of community members and organizations that participated in developing the plan. I'm talking about residents, businesses, students, advocates, subject matter experts, institutions, nonprofits, neighborhood groups. I'm sure I'm forgetting some, but many, many more. This is truly a plan by the community and for the community. And lastly, I just want to note that even though this plan was adopted 2 years ago, its anniversary was last Friday, we just wrapped up a 2-year progress report showing all that's been accomplished, all that's underway since it's been adopted, as we work to keep this plan off the shelf and relevant day to day, year to year. That progress report will soon be available at rochester2034.com. So once again, thank you all so much.
Kevin, congratulations to you and your team. At this point, I'd like to announce the winner of the Directors Award, and that goes to the Urban League of Rochester.
The CDCR Board of Directors is pleased to acknowledge the Urban League of Rochester and the Urban League of Rochester Economic Development Corporation with this year's Directors Award. For decades, the Urban League has worked to revive and rebuild our city's neighborhoods, offering opportunity, access, and equity where these critical needs were unmet. The Urban League of Rochester was founded in 1965 in the wake of racial unrest and riots that impacted the Rochester community. The formation of the agency, which is an affiliate of the National Urban League, was intended to address the material needs of community members who live in poverty and minority citizens in areas such as housing, employment, education, health, and economic parity. Today, the Urban League of Rochester offers over 25 programs in youth services, services for individuals with developmental disabilities, economic development, employment services, family and children services, education, home ownership, and entrepreneurial assistance. Since its founding, the Urban League and its Development Corporation have constructed hundreds of units of housing across the city in neighborhoods marked by poverty and disinvestment. This work, which continues today, has been accomplished with development partners, broadening their influence and effect.
And accepting this year's winner of the Directors Award is Dr. Chanel Hawkins, the Executive Director of the Urban League. Dr. Hawkins.
Thank you very much for this honor. I just want to recognize the team members that are on the screen with me, Dr. Hao Zhang and Sebrin Johnson, who is our Senior VP of Operations. Just want to thank all the members of the committee for your support and selection. We are deeply honored to receive the 2021 Directors Awards in honor of Joni Mural. And the Urban League and its Economic Development Corporation we have been committed to success for a long time and in the development of a vibrant community, and we are honored and grateful for this special recognition. Our vision for the greater Rochester community is one where equity thrives, diversity is celebrated, and anyone, regardless of their race or the language they speak or their socioeconomic background, can be a homeowner, secure a good job with a livable wage, and build intergenerational wealth. Our shared vision is one that is only possible we can't do this without partnership of businesses, nonprofit organizations, elected officials, and the community members that we serve. We simply cannot do this work alone. I want to thank all of our partners for over the years. There's so many to thank, and I don't want to get myself in trouble not thanking anyone, but just want to thank everyone for their support and our longtime development partners, Edgemere Consultant Development Group, and we are grateful to them, City of Rochester, State of New York, HCR, all of our partners, Atlas Construction, Hamilton Stern. Thank you all of our partners. We want to thank everyone that has been committed to the Urban League's Economic Development Corporation in the past and those who are looking forward to supporting us in the future. And I thank you for this opportunity and this great and esteemed recognition.
Dr. Hawkins, thank you. Appreciate everything that you're doing. All right, we will continue our program now with our urban observations speaker. And it is my great honor to introduce this year's urban observations speaker, Mayor-elect Malik Evans. Malik Evans is currently an at-large member of Rochester City Council with a long record of community involvement and leadership in the Rochester area. His service to the Rochester community began when he was just a teen growing up in the city and attending Wilson Magnet High School. In 2003, Malik decided to apply his leadership skills to public service by running for election to the Rochester Board of Education. Apologize. Upon winning the citywide election, he became the youngest person ever elected to the board. Malik's motto was, and still is, we can find solutions to our most pressing challenges by focusing on finding common ground. Malik's latest challenge is running after his young sons, who serve as a daily reminder that we must create a brighter future for the coming generations. Please join me in welcoming our soon-to-be 70th Mayor of the City of Rochester, Malik Evans.
Thank you. Thank you, Community Design Center, for the invitation. I'm glad to be with you. I wish we were in person, but I'm glad to be able to join you virtually for this great event. I want to applaud the Community Design Center for all the work that you do in the community, and I want to congratulate the awardees. I particularly want to call out Kevin Kelly and his work that he did around the 2034 plan, along with Doreen Kirkmeyer from the City of Rochester. I often say that the Rochester 2034 plan is our North Star in the city. That was a plan that, as you know, had buy-in from Rochester City Council, which I am a member of when that plan was put forth and adopted by council, as well as various members of the community. And I think it serves as an example of how you can collaborate and work together, and it fits right in with our mission of bridge building. I was asked to speak briefly, and I will speak briefly. I'm a preacher's kid, and preachers, as you know, can go on, but I believe in the 5 B's of public speaking, which are be brief, brother, be brief. So I will be brief in my remarks, but a part of what I was asked to touch on was our vision for the future, my vision for the future, but I don't say my vision for the future, I say our vision for the future, because in order for us to take Rochester to the top and up to the next level, it is going to take the collective effort of all of the city and citizens working together and rowing in the same direction in order to make sure that we build a city that will not just survive, but thrive. But we actually, as the Evans administration prepares to take office on January 1st, we have actually developed a vision, mission, and guiding values that will guide our administration. And I want to share those with you because that is what will be our litmus test on how we will operate as an administration. Our vision is simple. We will be building a bridge to Rochester's future. And we want to know, what will the future of Rochester look like? Our hope is that we will be able to decrease poverty, that we will be able to increase participation amongst those in our neighborhood, and that we will be able to be on the cutting edge of technology, green technology, information, healthcare. How do we do there? How do we get there? Wayne Gretzky once said that he was able to score all those goals on the hockey rink, not because he went to where the puck is, but he went to where the puck was going to be. So for Rochester, our question will be, where will the puck be in 10 years? Where will it be in 15 years? The 2034 plan gives us some of those guides, but we also must think innovatively and strategically in order for us to realize our full potential. The mission of an Evans administration is we're going to promote positive, systemic, and structural change by providing transparent and collaborative leadership, offering equitable access to essential municipal services, enabling productive intergovernmental, private, and not-for-profit partnerships, and promoting increased quality of life through investments that create vibrant neighborhoods and employment opportunities, making Rochester a hope-filled city with an exciting future. So if you don't remember any of that, just remember a hope-filled city with an exciting future. And our guiding principles, which we think are absolutely critical, is that we will be strategic. We believe that any city needs to be intentional, creative, and bold, yet realistic given the city's fiscal and people resources. We believe that by being strategic, we can make those right investments. As an example of that, we, for example, have $200 million coming in from the federal government. We anticipate that we will get a nice chunk of dollars from the infrastructure bill that was passed. But we also know that the county is also getting those investments and other levels of government. How can we use those funds strategically to make sure that we are funding community priorities that are just not working in isolation, but are working together? And the strategic part of our administration is part of our vision for the future. If we are strategic, there will be nothing that we cannot accomplish because we will be harnessing the resources of everyone in the community to get a bigger bang for our buck and to use the limited resources that we have to be able to make investments in things that will allow Rochester to be stronger. We need to be renewable and flexible. We will allow for and accommodate future modifications and possible change. In Rochester, too often we get stuck in our ways and do not think that because it was our idea that we should not modify or make changes. And I submit to you today that if something is not working, we need to scrap it and start over. And if something is not working to the ability or the way in which we want it to work, that we fix it and make sure that we make it work. And in order to do that, you must be renewable and flexible. And that is what an Evans administration will be. We will also have concern for public employees. Rochester has close to 4,000 employees that do much of the work that you see around this city. And we will empower and care for our employees, and thereby we will be able to create a citywide team of engaged professional public service. Why is that important? Because anytime you're able to engage your workforce and they feel valued and appreciated, that will then show up in the way in which municipal services are delivered to our residents of the city of Rochester. So not only will we see our residents being happy, we will be able to have a municipal workforce that is connected to the citizens in ways in which they have never been. That is our vision, and that is what we believe we will be able to do by working collaboratively. And we will also look at the larger context. We will take into account the larger external environments, including the county and the greater Rochester region. We believe that our relationship with the county is absolutely critical. It is why one of the first events that I had was an event with Adam Bello after the election. Because in order for Rochester to be able to realize its full potential, we must understand our connection to the larger county. And all the towns out there must also realize that Rochester is the heartbeat and that they are the different tentacles. And if the heartbeat is weak, then the city is also, the region is weak. And if we're going to have a strong region, we're going to have a strong Finger Lakes, a strong Western New York, then Rochester has to understand that we are part of the larger context and we must work with our federal, state, and local partners. And that also means Monroe County. Monroe County handles a lot of the issues, can help us address a lot of the issues because they have things like the health department, mental health, and other things. So we will be able to collaborate. We are looking to collaborate, and we will collaborate with others to encourage the look at the larger context. And speaking of collaboration, we will encourage and insist upon collaboration within the administration, but also with other public, private, and not-for-profit entities where egos and turf is checked at the door. The time for Eagles and turf are over. We face too many challenges: rising violence, recovery from COVID, drug epidemics from a drug epidemic that is absolutely out of control. When in this country this year, we are seeing opioid overdoses at record highs. So the only way that we can fix these tough problems is that we collaborate and work together. I will model that behavior, and I would urge other organizations to model the behavior that I will demonstrate myself within City Hall, within our not-for-profit sector, but more importantly, with the other levels of government. But also our mission, our vision, our guiding priorities will be the citizens of Rochester. We understand that the citizen priority is also important. We will place a primary focus on being citizen-centered by engaging, enabling, and involving citizens as partners. I believe that if we are able to empower our citizens, it will go a long way in ensuring that we improve the challenges that we see in our neighborhoods. I always talk about the Clint Eastwood movie, High Plains Drifter. And when Clint Eastwood goes into this town where it's being overrun by bad guys, and he doesn't take it on himself, he brings together this army of citizens to help solve the town's problems and get rid of the bad guys. As mayor, that's what I want to be able to do. I can't do it all by myself. I don't have a magic wand in my briefcase. But what I do have is the power of 200,000 plus citizens in the city of Rochester and 750 plus thousand residents in Monroe County. And if we empower those citizens to know that they can chart a path to the future, that they can help build a Rochester that will thrive, that they can help see a Rochester that we all can feel proud and strong in, a Rochester where we can move up to become an upper echelon U.S. city. That will be done only by empowering our citizens, and it will be a major priority for us to reinvigorate neighborhood groups, to make sure that they have the resources and support to help solve their own problems, and that they will have a mayor that will be with them side by side to tackle the awesome task that we have going into 2022. And then we'll be mission focused. We understand that our primary role is to provide high quality planning, zoning, code enforcement, public safety, clean water, physical infrastructure, lights, roads, parks, forestry, and other critical municipal services. If we do that well, our citizens will believe in us, and we will also remember that that is our main mission. And our main mission is to make sure that we do that the best way we can. And something that I talked about as we've gone on for the last 11 months is trust and transparency. And our administration will ensure that the people of Rochester trust that their collective interest and not personal or special interests are primary. I am here, but for a short period of time. I understand very well in elected office that as easily as they screw your name on the door, it can be screwed off. So it is important that we set the tone for whoever comes after me 10 years from now, 4 years from now, whoever comes after me, that they will inherit an organization where trust and transparency is paramount, and where we are honest with our citizens about our challenges, but also honest with them about the opportunities and the role that they can play in those opportunities. So Reconnect Rochester, I thank you for giving me some time to share with you very briefly my vision for the city of Rochester and how the Evans administration looks forward to working as we start to move into office in the next 45 days. I just want to end by saying that separately, we can't accomplish much, but collectively, we can do a lot more. So I look forward to working with organizations like the Community Design Center, Reconnect Rochester, the Urban League, and a lot of the other organizations that you mentioned throughout this award session. I thank you all for your time, and I hope that in 2022, we can be in person so I can enjoy some of the great lunch that I know you will have next year. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Have a happy and great Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Mr. Evans, I want to thank you for your observations. Just wanted to capture a couple of the terms that you mentioned that we kind of caught, the words like engagement, empower, partnerships, technology, collaboration, strategic, renewable, flexible. These are all words that and actions that are embraced by all of our award nominees today, and certainly the Community Design Center. We all look forward to a long, successful tenure as mayor for you, and hope that we can be a part of that in ongoing collaboration. I think this is where I turn it over to Monica to wrap things up. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. Thanks everybody for being with us. I agree with our mayor-elect. Hopefully next year we will be together. It is so inspiring to hear from all of you and the speakers and all of the folks who won, but also everyone who was nominated, and just sad that we aren't together in person, and change that in the future. So just to close, I want to thank again Monica and everyone who put this together today. It was a heck of a lot of work, and we are really excited to have you here, and thanks everyone for sticking through this program. Just want to announce quickly before we go, our 2021 Reshaping Rochester Lecture Series our theme has been decided. The series theme this year will be The Ideal City. We invite you to join us for the first lecture on January 26th. You will hear a lot more from us in the near future about this series and sponsorship opportunities. Also, once again, a big congratulations to our finalists and our winners. We do have plaques for everyone. We will be coordinating with you after this event, so we can get those into your hands. And also, before you go, just want to send a reminder to please complete the event survey that pops up when you close out of Zoom. We do read these responses. We've been doing a lot of reflection over the last year, a lot of planning, a lot of strategic planning. Thinking about the award series is at the top of our mind. So your responses are important, and we will read them and we will incorporate your feedback. So with that, I just want to thank everyone. Thanks for being with us. Enjoy the rest of your day.